So I tried a little experiment. I decided not to eat for the next really about 30 hours. And I just felt that it would be a better thing to do by detoxing. As you guys are aware, that I have been a long-term fasting individual who has lived the fasting lifestyle before menopause. And when menopause hit, I had to take a break from all fasting because it really was a struggle and it seemed to do a lot more damage, if you will, to balancing out my hormones. It was kind of hindering me from balancing things out again to get back into a weight loss type of mindset. And I realized that I needed to eat and eat the right foods, whole foods. And we talked about that as well. Being post-menopause, I really believe that intermittent fasting of some sort is a good thing as long as you do it in a gentle way. I know that I needed to kind of work on getting the weight down to a lot better position, that I felt better in my clothing. There were some things that I was doing, as decluttering is part of my normal routine in simplifying my life. I was getting rid of clothes that didn't fit or just didn't feel good. I had been about 10 pounds over my ideal weight. But what it comes down to is really the fat loss and bringing your percentage down of fat that would help in the composition of your body and fitting the clothes properly again that you want to fit into. We are in a different system now, so your body has changed. And I know my body has changed, and where my thighs are thicker and my hips are definitely wider. So I'm okay with that as long as I feel that I'm proportioned in a place where my clothes look nice when I wear them. So a 24-hour fast is what I implemented into my routine usually on Mondays, because it seems like at the beginning of the week, you're busy running around. So if you stay busy, then you won't think about food as much. So the 24-hour fast has come into place. Why it's such a benefit is to really kick off your weight loss regimen, and also to help to detox out the things that you did over the weekend and maybe regretted eating, and also those processed foods that you probably don't need to also have in your normal daily meal plan. The other thing about the 24-hour fast is that you begin to fat burn more efficiently. Fasting shifts the body into burning the fat for energy, and that is a good way to kick off the weight loss. Detoxing is resetting your body into weight loss mode, right? Just like you have to have that mind shift about preparing for weight loss, but also the body has to shift also as well. And so detoxing really helps set things up so you can be successful in the weight loss. The other thing I would say about the benefit of this is improving your insulin sensitivity. This will improve your metabolism so that you can burn the fat more efficiently as well. Fasting, I would say, supports more clarity in thinking and focusing, remembering things that I couldn't remember the other day. And when I find that I'm in a fasting mode, clarity happens and becomes a beautiful thing, and almost spiritual as well, because there's a thing as spiritual fasting. And I do find that I put myself in a place where I can hear better spiritually. My eyes are clear, that I can see in a spiritual format as well about things that I am doing in my life and things that I want to change. The clarity in hearing God, it's in the Bible about fasting. And God says when you fast, not if you fast. He really expects us to fast on a regular basis. And that is what I intend to do. At the same time, it gives you those physical benefits of fasting as well. So what did I do after I broke my initial 24-hour fast? I found that I did lose about 1.5 pounds. Now, I know that could be a form of liquids, but at the same time, it's getting rid of the bad things that we needed to get out of our system in the first place. And then those cravings for sugar or carbs, things that are not necessarily good for us in the weight loss mode, is what the fasting is all about. When I break my fast, whether it is in the evening or in the morning the next day, I'm really striving to just to go through the night and sleep it through and then break your fast in the morning. I usually was doing it that way before, but in this case, the 24-hour fast, I would start my fast after dinner and then I would eat again at dinner time the next day. How I broke my fast slowly is by having something like a soup, pureed soup. I like my basil tomato soup, so I usually would add in some crunchy vegetables like onions, tomatoes, spinach. I could add into the soup. That was kind of my thing. My go-to place was a vegetable soup. Also a smoothie at any time in the day, but just for breaking the fast on meal one, that's where I did it because it was easy to digest. And so these puree types of food that are soft, whether it's cold or hot, doesn't matter, just whatever your preference is, was a great way to break the initial fast, and so that you can continue building the momentum of weight loss without just shocking your system and eating a bunch of meats, carbohydrates, and things that are more difficult to break down. And another meal after that, a couple of hours, 3 to 4 hours afterwards, would be to add in the protein. The protein is a huge thing because that is so important for us ladies in postmenopause, menopause, any of these things that would help us not only curb the appetite, but also it builds on your muscles and helps cut the fat. And then that's where you're losing the percentage of fat, right? And so protein is a great way to go, like a piece of chicken or some tuna. I do like my tuna salads, so I tend to go that route, and it's more of a raw form of eating that you can just add in tuna on top of your salad. And maybe if you want to put in fruit as well, is a good way to eat raw foods that are easy to digest, and so you continue to lose weight. Then another thing I would say about additional meals, I usually only eat 2 meals a day anyway. That's my thing. For those of you that do eat 3 meals, it's okay to eat 3 meals a day if you're not snacking in between while you're in weight loss mode. And so like a balanced bowl, even if it's rice, it could be white rice, it could be brown rice, but I tend to lean to the brown rice and maybe again add in a form of protein. And if you're vegetarian or even vegan, you can eat beans. So these are a nice replacement if you are not eating meat. And there are some days I am meatless. So I like to mix and match my days throughout the week that I'm not eating meat every day. So a nice balanced bowl with those vegetables, again with the protein, and then maybe a form of some type of starchy carb like rice, potato, or sweet potato. These are great additions to add into your balanced bowl. It's all about the whole foods and not eating the processed foods. You're replacing processed food with whole foods, and eating at home 95% of the time is going to make a difference when you're trying to knock off those last 10 pounds or 15 pounds or whatever you're trying to get off. If you just go from day to day and not worry about what's happening in the next week. First day today, I'm going to eat whole foods and I'm not going to eat out and eat processed foods. Just work with the day that you're given in the now, and it will add up so quickly and you wouldn't even notice. And then all of a sudden, the weight has come down, the fat has come down, and you're looking like $1 million. My other go-to meal is salmon and vegetables. That's it. I steam the vegetables or I would even grill them sometimes. But either way, with my salmon, I like the wild caught salmon, which is the best route to go. And that meal is something that I eat 2 or 3 times a week. Bottom line, eating whole foods is about gaining steady energy by curbing the appetite by eating higher protein. It's about satiation and being satisfied with the meals that you eat so that you don't end up binging later on in the evening. So when it comes down to fasting, you may want to think about adding in a short small fast 1 day a week. It's a great way to start out. You can build up gradually from week to week and see how you feel. For me, a 24-hour fast was pretty simple, and I probably will go into a 36 and 48-hour fast eventually, but I'm going to do this gently. So plan ahead. If you're going to fast one day, say like a Monday, then make sure you have your ready-made meals that you will break your fast with, that won't shock your system right away as you're eating heavier and heavier later in the day. And bottom line is just be consistent, stick to your plan, and you get a benefit a lot faster, and the weight will come off a lot more rapidly if you are including some type of fast throughout the week. And let me know what you think in the comments. I'd like to hear if you are doing it already or if you're someone that's just starting out new. I do have a fasting guide, and I'm in the middle of updating it as well. And I'll leave a link to my website so you can just pull it down. You don't have to put in your email, but this is just something that you have for now. Once I update everything on the guide, I will certainly have a new link and let you know in the coming videos ahead. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that like button. It really does help me grow the channel. I thank you so much for watching, and always remember, you can begin again every day. Cheers.